You want me to Hi, I'm Stefan Basbali. I'm a computer engineer, and I'm the one who wrote the software on it. And this is
Hardik. I work on the hardware for it. For the hardware, we're using an Arduino Mega with a motor shield to drive 2 stepper motors. We have a 12-volt battery powering the whole thing. For sensors, for the front, we have 1 analog IR facing forward and 2 analog IRs facing diagonally for correction. And on the back, we have 2 analog digital sensors to detect the walls.
the algorithm that we're using is flood fill. We assume that the maze has no walls at first, and we know this assumption is false. And as it goes in, it adds walls and recalculates the flood. And then once it gets to the center, it'll then flood back to the start, and then from there, try to pick the shortest path. For the motor correction, we actually do on-the-fly motor correction, so every 150 milliseconds, there's an interrupt that will interrupt the navigation logic and will then check the sensors, and then that value will then be placed in the motor logic. So once the motor starts running again, it knows the correction for how they correct it to be center. Really honest.
Oh, and if it gets to the center, this morning when we were testing it, it gets stuck on the seam there.
So we might have to give it a little push when it's moving. I'll be ready for that. So now it thinks there's no walls here, and then we'll find out that there's a whole wall here, so then we'll try to recalculate and see where it can go. Shift it around. I'll just put that wall. So now it's probably going to go around the perimeter and see that there's no way to get in. It'll skirt. Okay, no, it's good. So now it'll try to find a shorter path to the start point, and then once it gets back here, it'll then map out any combination of the 2 paths to try to find not the shortest path, but a shorter path. So yeah, it might try to go through here. It looks like the algorithm. Yeah. So it'll then recalculate.
Should come out the side here, huh?
What kind of microprocessor is that?
It is an Atmel microprocessor with the Arduino board. So yeah, it's probably going to come out here, and it'll find that path, and hopefully it'll go that way. I think this path is short. We'll find out. So you can tell no, you can tell it's in the center. That's one good center check.
Will this be its final run, or will it?
Once it comes back to the center, it will immediately start. So
It'll use all the walls that count in the entire run and then try to find the shortest path out of the whole thing. So we don't know.
Once it finds the center, it's going to take a bow and that'll be it.
Yeah,
There's going to be a hybrid between these two.
exactly.
So yeah, this path is actually shortest, or shorter out of the two. It might be lost. Yeah, I think it might be lost.
How do you think it's down lost?
The step size might have been too short, and we might have seen a wall that was there that wasn't actually there. I mean, we could try to do it again,
You
but
can let it go to see.
How much,
It's
how
not-
much time we're at? It's not gonna, it's
It
lost.
doesn't know where the center is anymore.
no, it knows where the center is.
But
it just lost.
physically it's at a different location than it thinks it is. So it's just turned it off.
So yeah, I guess our first one would be our fastest.
Okay.
Then. Well, we can try it again if time
Yeah,
allows.
it's dead.
Okay.
Thank you, University of Scranton.